Hi everyone, this is Juan Ciel again. Now I'm going to do a little review of both the Ghostbusters movies because a new Ghostbusters movie just came out recently back in July, so there's been a lot of controversy going on with the new Ghostbusters movie with Woman because it looked very crappy. It looked very bad for its trailer, but I went to see the movie in theaters and I'm probably going to see it again because I actually enjoyed it, but it was definitely not as good as the first two Ghostbusters movies made back in the 80s, so yeah. These are my Ghostbusters movies that I happen to own, both a part of the Columbia TriStar Family Collection because those are very hard to find. I had to buy them both on eBay, so here's the first movie, starring Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, and Ernie Hudson. So here's the original Ghostbusters logo, and here's the back, and here's all four of the Ghostbusters, and I assume that's both Rick Moranis and Sigourney Weaver's character, and then there's the Slimer. Yep. The first Ghostbusters movie is actually pretty decent, and it's actually really good. The effects on that movie is really good for its time, and both the movies have better effects than the newer Ghostbusters movie because, in my opinion, the new Ghostbusters movie looks a lot like the kind of effects you'd see in a crappy Scooby-Doo movie or in the Eddie Murphy Haunted Mansion movie, which everyone has said. So yeah. I like these movies still a lot better, but the new movie should have gotten a little bit more, mentioning from the first movie. In fact, the reason why they couldn't make a new Ghostbusters 3 is because Harold Ramis, one of the original Ghostbusters, died 2 years ago. So that's why they came up with the remake, and plus both Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd weren't really that much prepared for a third Ghostbusters movie anyway, so that's why Ghostbusters 1 and 2 were only 2 movies. And who was the villain for the first movie? Well, it's Gozer, some sort of shape-shifting god, and the minions happen to be the Keymaster Zool and Vince Clortho. And that's when Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis' characters got possessed, and it's up for the Ghostbusters to stop Gozer, and thus they have to fight the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man at the very end of the movie. That's pretty cool. And since that the first Ghostbusters made so much money at the box office, they had to make a TV series and the Ecto Cooler High C drink. I'm probably gonna buy myself a High C or Ecto Cooler on Amazon or eBay one day because I really want to try it before they run out. And after the success of the Ghostbusters cartoon, they were supposed to make a sequel, and that's when Ghostbusters 2 came. You see that logo? Where the ghost posts a 2, and there's all 4 of the Ghostbusters again. I assume Ernie Hudson shaved, and all the other Ghostbusters are back, and they added some more characters mentioning, and this is also part of the Columbia TriStar Family Collection. This VHS, however, is even rarer than a first movie because the much more common Ghostbusters 2 VHS happens to be, the old RCA Columbia VHS and the later release, but this is the Family Collection, which is my favorite thing for Sony. They should bring this back in case if they bring back VHS movies for newer Columbia TriStar movies. It'd be great if Sony had their own Family Collection thing on Blu-ray and DVD. Sony, if you're watching this video, please bring back the Family Collection set. I love this. So here's the back. So we have all 4 of the Ghostbusters, including Rick Moranis' character and the judge from the courthouse scene. And of course, also Sigourney Weaver's character Dana has a baby with some other guy because her relationship with Peter Venkman, who's played by with Bill Murray, they didn't really turn out so well. And there they are fighting in the train, out the train station. There we go. Because the river of slime was affecting their hate towards each other because the villain in the second movie happens to be Vigo. It was a painting, and some weird foreign guy, with a weird accent, tries to seduce Sigourney Weaver's character, and next thing you know, he gets possessed with some of that slime, and it's up to the Ghostbusters to stop Vigo, and they had to bring the Statue of Liberty to stop Vigo. And surprisingly, they used a Nintendo controller to control the Statue of Liberty. And like AVGN said, Nintendo ruled the freaking world. In fact, Rick Moranis did mention playing Super Mario Bros. With the Ghostbusters secretary, which has to be kind of funny, right? Yeah. There's so many good things I like about the second movie, but just like the first movie, the second movie happens to have some decent effects for its time. But however, the plot overall for the second Ghostbusters is a little bit more rehashed and not as, not as exciting and as thrilling and gives you much of a happy feeling like the first movie, but it's still good enough to have its charm because they really were trying to make sure that the second Ghostbusters was as good as they can. I have a soft spot for both these movies right here, and I'm glad that they tried their hardest to make a third Ghostbusters movie by bringing back the original cast in the Ghostbusters video game for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, Wii, PS2, and the PSP and the Nintendo DS. And now there's the new remake that everyone thought was crappy, but in reality it was just decent that had a few flaws. So that's all I have to say about the Ghostbusters movie. They're both pretty good. If you like them, just watch them, and if you don't, then you're better off with the remake. And if you love the remake, good. So comment and subscribe and stay tuned for more reviews because I'm finally starting to make some more reviews again soon. So bye bye, ciao.